Days of Our Lives spoilers: Rachel endangers pregnant schoolteacher. Thomas substantiations Mrs. Brody chaos. Days of Our Lives spoilers: Friday, September 19th. JJ's mistake hangouts. Jada advised. Gabi's surprise encounter. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives spoilers allude that Rachel Black may jeopardize her pregnant schoolteacher, so Thomas DiMera may witness some Mrs. Brody chaos. Let's talk about some important suggestions that point to Rachel putting another Days character at threat. Days of Our Lives suckers know Rachel has shoved down the memory of shooting EJ DiMera, but the trauma is still affecting her on some position. Rachel's mind may not flash back right now, but she's been dealing with a ton of emotional fermentation ever since she pulled the detector. Of course, Rachel has also had to endure the loss of John Black and now Kristen DiMera's six-time captivity judgment. It's been a lot for one sprat to handle, so it's not surprising that it's going to take a risk on Rachel in the coming weeks. Days spoilers say Rachel will spin out with life, hanging consequences this fall, so another awful incident is on the way. This fits with Chad DiMera's enterprises about Rachel and his request for Thomas to look out for any dangerous warning signs. Days has really been pressing Thomas's bond with Rachel and the fact that they're in the same class this time. Brody has been mentioned constantly, and there have indeed been some hints of conflict since Rachel corrected her schoolteacher on commodity lately. At one point, Chad also brought up the fact that Mrs. Brody is in her third trimester, so her gestation is presumably going to come into play. Will Mrs. Brody become Rachel's coming victim once her life hanging fall meltdown happens? Rachel could fluently lash out and beget Mrs. Brody to tumble down a staircase or commodity along those lines. Thomas may witness all the mayhem and have to tell the verity about what he saw. Putting Mrs. Brody and her future child in jeopardy could serve as a memory detector for Rachel, who might eventually realize she put EJ's life in jeopardy, too. This could lead to Rachel discovering she's the bone who shot EJ and that Kristen took the fall to cover her. Whatever the case, Days of Our Lives spoilers say Rachel has another traumatic fire in her future, so stay tuned for updates on all the terrible news ahead. Days of Our Lives spoilers: Friday, September 19th. JJ's mistake hangouts. Jada advised. Gabi's surprise encounter. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, September 19th, reveal that JJ DiMera's mistake will hang while Jada Hunter gets a warning. Gabi Hernandez will also face a surprise hassle, so then's what Days suckers can anticipate. In the city forecourt, Gabi will impinge into JJ, who'll offer a sincere reason. JJ blew effects with Gabi by criminating her of shooting EJ DiMera, so they have been on the topmost terms since also. Still, JJ will hope to fix that by apologizing on Friday's Days of Our Lives occasion. Indeed, if JJ can't repair his love with Gabi, he may ask if they can at least try being musketeers. Days spoilers say JJ will run into Theo Carver again as well, so that'll bring another tense vibe. JJ and understand why Theo's acting this way, since they grew to be close musketeers when they were both living in South Africa. It's egregious that some tough recollections have been touched off for Theo, who's been fixated on JJ's gun now that he's back on the force. It's been hard for Theo, who was shot after JJ mistook him for an fortified felonious times agone. Theo may eventually admit to JJ what's bothering him and will surely deliver a warning to Jada about JJ's history boob. It could leave Theo upset about the possibility of JJ making further miscalculations and putting someone additional's life in jeopardy. Next, Alex Kyriakis will patch effects up with Stephanie Johnson and push her to move in with him. Stephanie and Alex will get their love back on track as they prepare for a major relationship corner. Over with Philip Kyriakis and Xander Kyriakis, they'll have a strategy session and eventually meet with Tony DiMera to hear his rearmost offer. Tony will present a deal that could help keep Xander and Philip out of legal trouble, but they may reject his terms in the end. Days spoilers say Tony will eventually move forward with his plan to take back DiMera Enterprises and steal Titan Diligence, too. In the meantime, Alex will meet with Brady Black at the cantina and push for his help dealing with all the Kyriakis chaos. Brady will contemplate a career change, so Alex may suppose Brady should be CEO or at least Susurrus of Titan. Indeed, if Brady decides to pass, he'll pound over Alex's pitch and maybe agree to help Xander and Philip clean up their extremity. Days of Our Lives spoilers say there's much further drama ahead thanks to Tony's action and fraud exposure trouble, so stick with us for updates on any other terrible news to come. Days of Our Lives EJ's plot to steal Kat from Chad. Days of Our Lives sees EJ DiMera and Kat Green have hit the ground running with a business regale date after her first day as his adjunct. That's passing at the same time she's starting to toast up with Chad DiMera too. We're going to talk about EJ and Kat and Chad and Kat, and whether there's some triangle action cuisine, and if EJ may try and do a reprise plot and steal a woman from his family Chad. EJ DiMera's ulterior motives, is he stealing Kat Green from Chad? EJ and Kat feel to be getting along at the office and outside of the office as well. He's one of the many people in Salem who doesn't mind that Kat pretended to be his late family-in-law, Abigail DiMera. In fact, EJ told Kat he allowed it was enough good con. He has done worse, we know that. Of course, effects will be easier if EJ has a solid working relationship with Kat, since he hired her at the sanitarium. But EJ may actually have ulterior motives regarding Kat. It could be that he's trying to steal her down from Chad. EJ may also suspect that Kat is doing commodity sneaky after Gwen Rizek saw her poking around his office, looking at the plans for the Dr. Tom Horton free clinic. This clinic is going to be the cover for a sketchy new wisdom center that may have Dr. Rolf working there. We'll see. What's funny is Kat is doing commodity sneaky. It's just not what EJ assumes is passing. The strong fraternal bond Chad DiMera's fidelity to EJ. Meanwhile, Chad and EJ are enough near sisters. In fact, it was Chad who set up EJ after Rachel Black shot him this summer, and he administered life, saving first aid until the paramedics arrived on the scene. However, EJ might have failed bleeding out on the carpet at the manse if not for Chad. Chad was upset sick about EJ throughout the whole firing and coma fire. Chad was also probative of EJ during Johnny DiMera's trial and also Kristen DiMera's recent arrest drama. We've seen a lot of consanity among the sisters, indeed though they're veritably different people. Kat and Chad's expiring love, EJ DiMera's history interest revealed. While all this is going on, Kat and Chad are getting near. They've been kissing recently, and sparks are surely flying. However, fresh out of his coma, EJ bid a lot of plutocrat to score a date with Kat in the sanitarium bachelor fundraiser transaction, if you flash back this summer. Back also, EJ had decided to give the date to his family Chad because he suspected that Chad liked her, but he was kind of denying it. Now, Kat and Chad are tentatively stepping towards a romantic relationship. EJ, at the same time, is on the answer from his messy and public bifurcation with Belle Black. EJ just confessed at their regale that he originally bid for that date with Kat because he did want to take her out. Hospital chaos, EJ's operation, and Kat and Chad's near disaster. Not only did EJ win a date with Kat, but he also won the shot to buy the floundering sanitarium. Since also, he and his speed Rita are making all these budget cuts. It's ticking off Kayla Brady, Sarah Horton, and a bunch of other sanitarium workers. Who in their right mind takes fresh fruits and veggies out of a sanitarium cafeteria? Plus, EJ's lack of urgency to get that broken elevator fixed and maintained could have ended in disaster for Kat and Chad on Days of Our Lives. Who knows how long Kat and Chad would have been trapped in that elevator if it was meant for upset family members who tracked them down and principally arranged their deliverance. Undercover agent Kat Green unraveling EJ's financial secrets. When Marlena Evans decided to take an extended leave of absence, Kat was out of work. She demanded another job at the sanitarium to keep poking around. She did like working for Marlena, but she really demanded a sanitarium job as her ISA agent cover because Kat has intimately been probing EJ's finances. The near Kat is to EJ, the better. Nothing knows her binary part away from director Shane Donovan and her FBI contact, Rafe Hernandez. Kat just started working as EJ's adjunct veritably lately. So, did EJ invite Kat out to regale because he has the hots for her, or because he's suspicious of Kat? Perhaps a little of both, knowing EJ. Either way, we've heard that Chad, Kat, and EJ may be completely triangling in a little love thing by November. The Days of Our Lives love triangle Chad, Kat, and EJ's entangled future. In a print shoot for the 60th anniversary occurrences, they had Chad, Kat, and EJ, which of course is Billy Flynn, Annalyn McCord, and Dan Feuerriegel. They were doing promo prints together. That's a huge hint because you do those prints with people you're all in a plot, and it surely has a triangle kind of feel to it. This is a huge hint that those three are tangled up by late fall, and they're laying the root for it now. It could start with EJ digging for dirt on Kat, and her digging dirt on EJ, and also perhaps Kat and EJ are digging one another. At the same time, Chad does feel to be getting near to falling for Kat, or at least opening up to the possibility of it. The question is, would EJ deign so low as to try and steal Kat's affections down from Chad? It wouldn't be the first time that EJ tried to steal a woman from Chad. Times agone, EJ got friendly with Abigail when Chad was faking a brain excrescence to try and get her to pay attention to him. EJ and Abby were into each other for a while back also. Since also, EJ has apologized, but he might do it again. I do suspect that Kat really likes Chad, but she may be drawn to EJ. He's gorgeous, important, and a lot of fun. Those dimples and get me started. If Kat does like EJ, that might take her by surprise. We'll see how that works out. Unraveling the riddle: Kat Green and Sammy Brady's retired connection. For months, spoilers have also suggested that Kat and Sammy Brady have some connection that hasn't been explored yet. When Kat was visiting Marlena's townhouse, she saw a print of Sammy and said she looked familiar, but couldn't place where she saw her. What I do wonder is if you flash back, Kat was in a recuperation center in Europe from facial reconstruction surgery, and EJ was in a clinic over in Europe, and Sammy was at his side. It could be that Kat and EJ were in the same installation at some point in time. That would be an intriguing side twist. They do suppose there's some familiarity there beyond just Kat pretending to be Abigail and insinuating the DiMera family. Vengeance Triangle: EJ, Kat, and Chad versus Clyde Weston. EJ, Kat, and Chad all have a bone to pick with Clyde Weston, who remains in a coma. That could be commodity differently that pulls them together. However, or if EJ isn't trying to steal her from Chad, if EJ isn't trying to find out what Kat is over to by poking around in the plans. Still, perhaps it's a vengeance triangle, if it's not a romantic triangle. They're coming after Clyde once that bad man wakes up from his coma. We'll see who's playing whom, if EJ is suspicious of Kat or into Kat, or perhaps it's both, and vice versa, and how Chad will play into all of it. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.